So I'm standing here by a thicket-wide plot, and you can see that it has been horribly overbrowsed. This is the fence line. Over here the fence has been taken down. You can see down there, that's where the fence line used to run. Yeah, and this plot looks like it had phenomenal survival. You can see, I mean, you might not recognize the speckworm. There it is there. There it is up over there. All along like that. And yeah, let's just carry on a little bit further in. And yeah, it looks like it had phenomenal survival. The plants got really tall. I mean, this is, you can see the kind of sheep browsing height there, which is, we're sitting at about 1.2 meters there. There's even a plant way over there. Let's see if I can zoom in. Let's see. Now over there's a plant that's even above the impala browse line, which means it must be about 1.6 meters tall. You see these have just been overbrowsed, completely hammered by domestic livestock. And this must have been an amazing plot. It must have been a phenomenal plot at one point, and is now, yeah, I think the landowner just took the fences down. Unfortunately, what's happened here is that because there wasn't like a follow-up, and follow-up to these projects, and that they're landowners don't know what these things were, and often just took them down and used them for fodder. Which, yeah, to be fair, that's, if there's no kind of instruction as to what is this thing, this 50 by 50 meter thicket-wide plot, you might be tempted to just use it as part of your browsing. So, however, this is something that I really do want to discuss. If you see this environment around here, let me just do a quick view. Unfortunately, we're in what looks like Nama Karoo Veld. You see the, there's a shrubland. Looks like we've got some isolated, trees. This kind of fits in with what Jan Vlok would call a thicket Nama Karoo mosaic. However, there are two bits of evidence that this was not a Nama Karoo mosaic. One is how well this plot did. I mean, the survival here must be incredibly high. Even after all of this destruction and overbrowsing. And so the survival here suggests that this was a thicket, that this was a solid thicket area. The other thing is, can you see in the distance there is a fence line contrast. That is all, let's see, that is all solid speckworm. And it's a small little sliver of a farm that got protected, didn't have water, so it didn't get overbrowsed. And so this landscape here, that looks like it should be a Nama Karoo shrubland, was actually solid thicket. And this is what is kind of left behind after it's been degraded. I really wish this landowner had looked after this thicket-wide plot. It would be absolutely phenomenal to know what it looked like before. Yeah, I mean, it must have been protected for quite a while. But again, this is what happens when you have these long-term plots and you don't have follow-up and like continuous communication with landowners. I mean, I certainly can't blame them if these things get put on their land and they get no report backs, they get no information from it. I think there's an important lesson there for anyone who's doing long-term experiments. Report back to landowners. Alrighty. Cool, I'm going to leave it at that. But actually, I'm not. I'm going to just say one last thing. If I had come here and said, you can do restoration on this, the speckborn restoration on this landscape, I would probably have said no. Other than this thicket-wide plot doing as well as it did, and that little sliver on that hill slope there, I would have said this is probably Namakru, not old thicket, degraded thicket. And it just goes to show you, I've got 10 years of working in this landscape thinking about these exact issues, and yet I can still get it wrong so easily, just because the level of degradation, and that happened more than 100 years ago, is what it just means that these landscapes look so utterly different from what they should do. Let me just walk across the road and give you another kind of example of what this degraded thicket landscape looks like. I'm hoping the wind's not too bad. A little bit windy. But just look at this. You know, this looks like what I would expect to see in the upper Namakru in the Northern Cape. Let's just see if I can get another better angle on that. On that intact thicket patch. Can you see it there? Probably a bit blurry, but it's that light green, dark green, and with the light green degradation in the front. And that's just got an accident of geography. That little piece of land didn't have water on it, and so it's got giant speckborn in it. I've gone up to it, and it's got giant speckborn in it. Would have been speckborn dominated, and this whole landscape would have been like that. Anyway, okay, now I'm signing off. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.